Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back, guys. It is Tuesday, I do believe. Good morning. Have a great Tuesday out there. Thanks for your support, as always, of the channel. I don't know if I've mentioned this lately, but I think you all know this. If you like what you see, subscribe or something. Smash the button, whatever. Protect my personal info. Get out of here, man. What the heck is going on? So many... Why do I have pop-ups? I shouldn't have many pop-ups. I will tell you, I should not have many pop-ups. That... My antivirus decides to do that. That's very annoying, antivirus. All right, it's very annoying. We have... Speaking of annoying... No, I'm just kidding. We have Diablo Lubo from Clan Goat. And, well, it's a little annoying, actually, because he 3-marks everything in sight. He recently sent me this game that got his 3-mark on his Char MLE.75 Tier 9 light tank, French. It's a weird one, man. This is a very unique tank in this game. Kind of got the speed of a wheeled tank. It's got a little autocannon pew-pew. As I recall, it's got some bad view range, but it looks like he's got his maxed out. Very strange indeed. So we're going to ride along with this. I haven't seen this battle. Ends up being a pretty good one based on the card and the fact that he got a 3-mark out of it. But I wanted you to see how his setup was, or what he had the setup is as how it's set up. All right, this is what he's got. CVS, makes sense. It's a light tank. Optics, okay. LNES, all right. And some optics. Directive. He's carrying all gold. He's not messing around, folks. APCR gold, a couple of kits, and some food. Well, that sounds about right, doesn't it? What is really the only thing he could do? I guess bounty optics would be the only thing. Are there bounty LNES? I am not sure, actually. I would have to check on that. Very strange tank. I don't know if it has an analog, to be quite honest. It's not really a sit in a bush kind of spotter, although with his setup, it looks to have a fairly decent spotting range. So, plus he's running the CVS in there as well. He'll have to let us know if there's a second setup. I didn't see it. Here we have Mannerheimer Liner Himmelsdorf. We're going to check out how he plays this tank. As I said, there's no real analog to this thing. Maybe the Luke's back when it had, I think, the autocannon on it. Did the Awful Panther have an autocannon on it at one time? Maybe. So there were a couple German tanks, I think, at one point, lower tier, that had kind of a crazy little autocannon on it. And I want to see how he handles this, because there's a couple weird things about this tank. For one thing is that the turret traverse is really slow. Now he's going to take a nice aggressive early position, and you can see that he's used his speed option there. It's one of the tanks with an X. You'll notice that when it is not highlighted, so you can see the 1.0, which is telling you right here that he'll take 1 second to get into that faster mode, and you saw that he came down in the fast mode there. That allows you to get into positions like this. You can come in and see if we can't get maybe the artillery to pop somebody, or maybe one of these TDs or somebody that's camping up there behind him might get a shot. Do we have 2 even 90s or 2 scouts in 1 bush? 2 scouts, 1 bush. Yeah, one of them decided to leave. And there you go, folks. What did he get out of it? He got 6 assists. But it's a good initial play with a fast tank. Like I said, it's not necessarily the spotting tank. The T-49 went in there. He has good view range. The ELC even 90 went into the same bush, but has moved on. So there's 3 scouts, and that's kind of crazy in and of itself. We got to watch out for that guy. He pinned you. That's going to hurt. That is going to hurt. That enemy T-49 right there. He's competing with 3 other scouts for both damage and spotting. So we're going to hang out here, rocking back and forth, it would appear, for a while. And this is the problem on this map in general with scouts, especially early on when there's so many tanks left. He doesn't have a... Oh, looks like his T-49 took a whooping. I wonder if he fired. Maybe he was in that bush and fired. Oh, look out. This is going to hurt. Oh, he got away with it. The HE shell. There's the autocannon. All right. Very nice. Now, when you click fire with this, it's going to fire 3 times. You don't have another choice. There's some kind of thing with going into fast slow mode and slow mode. Somebody will have to describe it down below. And I don't know if that's a bug or if it's been fixed or what. And I'm not even sure if he did it. Let's pay attention to how he handles his gun right there. The second shot, though, was definitely pew, pew, pew. Somebody just fired at him. Did he just... Nope. Somebody was firing at someone else, it appears. So a long reload, as you can see. It's going to take a while. Is he going to pickle off on that guy? He takes a couple shots at the Suma, kind of hoping he gets into the turret there, but he doesn't quite get it. See if he forces a reload, or if maybe he's going to keep on looking for a shot right here. The longer he waits, the more inclined he will have been to want to have reloaded, but he's going to save that second pew pew pew. The tank is also a little bit ammo limited. Diablo will have to let us know down below. I'm curious as well how much or how many times he ran out of ammo on this thing. The enemy team's taken kind of a beating. They've lost 2 tier 10s and one of their scouts, and they're not really interested in it looks like they're not really interested in trying to contest this south part of the map. So if he can kill the other enemy scouts, that's very good. He's got one of them down so far, and his ELC even 90 is dead, so that means now he's no longer competing with the ELC even 90. Takes a quick 3 shots there and doesn't get much out of it. 1,179 damage at this point, and it looks like a fairly even game overall, although it is showing that his team is up by a lot of hit points. And I tend to believe that. It doesn't look like too many tanks are outside of draw distance, although there has been a scrap up in the north, so it's hard to tell exactly what's going on there. That's a heavy tank. You're going to have a hard time penning. Let's see what the gold on this thing gives you. Looks like 240, which is okay. Obviously against heavies and highly armored or heavily armored TDs and things at tier 9 and 10, that's probably not going to be enough. You're looking at getting into the side of somebody and just letting them have it with that auto cannon pew pew pew. Remember though, the dispersion kind of jumps, so not as accurate on the second and third shell. You want to be close to your work. So he's just really working this. He gets spotted on this. This guy walks out into the shots, and there you go. That's what you're looking for with this tank, into the side of relatively soft tanks. The Progetto 46. Not a lot of armor on the side. The 240 pen's going to have a good time, and it looks like all 3. It can be a little disorienting when you're shooting this gun and you're tracking something moving, because it goes bang, bang, bang. Kind of sorting that out with the old hand-eye coordination, the old human interface there, at least for me, has been difficult. That Progetto was not necessarily moving too fast left to right, so there wasn't a lot of line of sight. Made it kind of easy to aim in there, but when you get a lot of maneuvering going on, oh, look at this, he's gone into fast mode, so you can see it glowing and it's spinning and it says 3 seconds. 3 seconds to transition back to slow mode. And I believe, I want to say that the vision goes downhill with that, but it looks like he's still maxed at 445. If it's not, it's very close to it. I also found this thing to be very slidey. It has a fairly short track, I guess wheelbase if you will, or track base, however you want to look at it. So it does have some issues with spinning, or sliding I mean. And he's, oh wow, he's going to take on this guy. Looks like the Centurion is sort of ignoring him, or maybe just can't get his turret in the right spot. Now he's getting shot by a Centurion from above. So he doesn't want to sit there. He's going to use the terrain to cover up, and now he's got a 1,819 hit point Centurion, and it's him and a T-49. So T-49 is not interested in going in there and eating the shot, although he wants to get out there and get that HE going. Oh, look at that. So he gets into the lower plate, takes a few chunks off of him. T-49 decides to get brave, goes one way. Diablo goes the other and gets into the side. There you go. A little auto aim. That will make those shots a little easier to control. That's something I'm wondering right there. Scorpion nukes him. And again, Diablo will have to let us know, did he end up using auto aim a lot? This probably seems like a candidate for a significant amount of auto aim. Or perhaps the situations in which you might want to try auto aim with this tank might be more. He's at 2,958, and it seemed like for a while he was not doing a whole bunch of anything, and all of a sudden a couple clips of those shots into the sides of people, and all of a sudden he's jumped out to 2,958. Gets hit by the Canonin, who fired HE. Now there's the, notice how the turret just took a long time to kind of track as he's going by. That's that really sad turret traverse speed. You just got to work around it, realize that it's there, and this is the case. Now he stopped. If he was still trying to circle this guy, you're going to find yourself having your tank outrunning the capability of your turret to stay online. Sometimes you can do a little power slide to bring the turret around, or slow down, in this case like he did here, and just get nicely snugged up there with this guy who's basically given up the ghost. 2 shots into him. Now he's got 3 more. Bang, bang, bang. Now that one was aimed, and he's going to try to get the heck out of dodge before he gets nuked by the RHM. Little wiggle jiggle to try to make him miss, and just like that, maybe he knows it. Perhaps a celebratory, I don't know, was he twerking? I'm not sure what he was doing right there. 3,823 damage, 1,396. A couple things I like about this replay. First of all, we get to see a 3 mark on the Char MLE 75. A good example of gameplay. We just discussed several of its weaknesses and ways around it based on the way Diobel played it. In addition to that, the scout use on Mannheim line, Dorf Himmels, is not that easy. There's a couple obvious plays on this one. The bush where he had 2 scouts go initially is one of them. I think up to the north sometimes you get a little oops, over here on about B4 to get, or maybe A5 or so, to get vision down here and maybe some burn through. Sometimes you can get some shots for your guys camping up here. And then of course the place where he went with a nice fast light tank going down there, and he's very easily going to spot people. Just realize you will be spotted as well right there, so be careful about people selling out or maybe getting around this corner and getting a surprise shot on you right there. Nicely done from Diobel. Thanks for sending in that replay. A couple questions in there. Chuck it down there in the comments if you have those answers. For everybody else, thanks for tuning in. That's all I've got. We will see you.